A lot of people have questions as to what is the point of incarnation. But when you look around, a lot of people do know that there is some sort of reincarnation. But reincarnation is a one-way trip. You're not incarnating over and over and over again. What you are, the reason I say all this, because you're a spirit. Your spirit is in a place called heaven. Your spirit has natural memories from heaven, and it does its own spiritual heavenly-ish things when it's there. But you incarnated for some reason. Now tell me why nobody remembers their past lives incarnate. And tell me why nobody remembers their spiritual stuff. What's heaven like? Nobody knows. Everyone has a different answer. And why is it that when we incarnate, nobody has any answers for what was I in a previous lifetime incarnate? The reason why is because spirituality and physicality have no relationship. When you're a spirit in heaven, you temporarily explode yourself, or you could say like you go idle, and you incarnate into this body, which is a one-way trip. There is a purpose for incarnation, but the experiences you have here while incarnate are not going to affect your body. You're not going to remember the memories you had on this earth in your spirit, which is precisely why those who incarnate many times don't know what their past lives were. They don't know because you don't remember anything. The spirit and the matter have no relationship. Your spirit stays in heaven and goes idle. You take on a physical vessel, so your memories don't travel to your spirit. And yeah, so the spirit, you're not going to evolve, you're not going to grow from your experiences on the earth spiritually, because physical is physical and spiritual is spiritual. Physical is matter. We're animals down here. When we die, that's it. But there is still a reason for incarnating, and it has all to do with time. When we're in heaven, your soul had a reason to incarnate down here. It had a reason, it had a practical, metaphysical, useful reason. Nothing you ever do, unless you sin, is for your own needlessness. It's always for a reason that you do something. It's always for your own benefit. So in the spiritual world, which is the heaven, your true abode, because you're a spirit, you're simply using a body right now. What happens is you're there and you're doing stuff. You're living your spiritual life. There's a whole spiritual world there to do things. But for some reason, something said, you have to incarnate, so you decide to come down into this planet. So you don't get any memories from this earth back into your soul. It doesn't live with you. You don't change. You don't evolve through or grow spiritually through your earthly incarnation experience. Now, why did you decide to incarnate? I predict because there was some stuff that you had to either fix or wait for something or correct something. This is the opposite of spiritual. This world is the opposite of spiritual. In spiritual, we don't die. Here, we die. In the spiritual, there is no physicality. Here, there is physicality. It's the duality of life. All right, but essentially, there's a lot of phrases in the scriptures, but for some reason in your spiritual journey, something happened, and maybe you did a sin, and maybe you had to wait for something, maybe you went too fast, and now you had to wait. So you decided to incarnate to wait. Or maybe you had to separate and get realigned and retrain and relearn something. Because your spirit is still up there, but it's idle. It's waiting for your one-way incarnation physical body to die. And when it dies, if you have put in enough time and work in the incarnation in terms of surviving through the incarnation for long enough, your soul got the progress that it needed, then you are going to snap right back into the spirit. You won't have to incarnate anymore. Incarnation has to do with time because your spirit has gone idle there. Everything serves the spirit. Incarnation serves the spirit. The bodily experience is to serve the spirit. Or maybe you did some sins and you had to incarnate down here to wake up in the spirit eventually. And what's going to happen when you wake up in the spirit is that you're going to be realigned. You're going to see, oh wow, I was truly in a sinful territory back then, but I incarnated and now I'm here and I am I've changed, I've progressed, stuff was happening, but I was incarnate. I was almost like in a spiritual sleep state, but progress is being happening to the spirit while you're incarnate because stuff is changing around it and to it through that. So I hope this video kind of made sense, guys. Physical and spiritual have no interaction, except for you incarnate to benefit your spirit, which is up there.